Welcome to episode number 4, everybody. We're here again with my mother, Samya Tatone, and wonderful Christian Limoges. And today we will be discussing structure. We hear structure dictates function, but what does that actually mean?
Okay, so, structure dictates function. That's one of the tenets of osteopathy. Um, an osteopath will work relative to that tenet. This is one of the major ones. But in nature, naturally, you see birds with long beaks, short beaks, you see fish, different shapes. We're all different shapes relative to the function and our environment, right? And what we need to be able to do to survive.
Yeah.
Every organ that we have in our body has a specific shape, also relative to its function. The heart has a spiral because it needs to vortex that blood and spin it.
I love that.
You love it?
This is what it's doing.
That's right.
It's not
Yes.
a pump.
It's not
It's
a
a
pump.
vortexer.
Correct.
Love that.
And it's the same with any the trees in our body, is
Yeah.
the lungs, right? It's branches and alveoli to be able to expand and contract. So everything in nature, the shape that it's in is relative to the function that it has. Now, we can take that in a more biomechanical aspect of where posture comes into play, which we've touched upon in the other episodes. But if, let's say, I have poor posture, like I said last time, it will start compressing my organs. And very often, if a organ is compressed, it can't do its function because it can't move. It's stuck. It's in a cage, right? Then the organ starts to disintegrate in its function itself. And then we think it's a disease of the organ itself, right? When really, if I can just open up the cage that it's inside, where it can actually start to breathe again and move and do what it needs to do, then we're bringing function back to the organ simply by taking the compression off it, right? So a great example is, I'll give myself as an example. I went through a bit of a burnout several years ago with life on its own. I ended up in hospital. I had heart palpitations, which apparently is genetic.
Apparently.
So I had lots of troponin in my blood because this attack that I had was quite bad. So they thought I had a heart attack. Not quite, but I was on borderline. And the doctors wanted to give me beta blockers for the rest of my life, even though my blood pressure was already lower. I mean, beta blockers you usually give for people with high blood pressure. And they wanted to do an operation on my heart, which I refused both.
Yeah.
I said, I'll think about it. But I walked away and I went back to my osteopathic team and colleagues and my Pilates and my yoga and everything I've learned in the health industry. I said, I'm going to take care of myself to bring function back. I need to work on my structure, but I also have to work on not just the structure of my spine and my rib cage and everything else so that that heart isn't compressed. One, I have to remove my stress. I had to change my lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So the function of my day-to-day, what am I doing? How am I behaving? How am I thinking that's creating this stress? But then I have to think of the organ itself. Okay, my heart has a pericardium, the sac that it sits in. If that heart, if that tissue, that pericardium becomes constricted, tight, well, the heart, again, it's inside a sac that's just suffocating it. So now I have to actually get that tissue to be able to be more elastic and be more open so the heart on the inside can actually do its work. So I had to do not only osteopathy, I had to change my workload, I had to move my spine, all the nerves that come out of my spine that feed the heart. I had to make sure that that electricity and that energy is actually getting to the heart properly. I had to make sure that my spine is completely elongated so that I take any compressive forces of posture off my heart. I had to mobilize my rib cage. And in fact, by doing that work on a daily basis, little by little, I don't have heart palpitations anymore. And I had them chronically for years.
See how beautiful it is.
No, it is, and that's the thing
It's
is,
like,
No more panic attacks.
yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. No more panic attacks.
Nothing. I'm able to breathe.
exactly, and this is what I love so much as well, is we see this in the micro and we see this in the macro. You know, the things, for example, you were saying, our heart will function better when the whole environment of our body is in check. We were discussing last time, you know, our cells will function properly when the environment of our body and things around that, you know, our city, for example, will function properly when there's other things going on around that in nature. It's all holographic.
Well,
you
we
know?
can take that to the cellular level. Maybe, Christian, you can expand more on that. But the structure of the cell itself, for example, a cancerous cell is no longer structurally
That's it.
sound.
Yeah, the integrity is not there anymore.
Integrity is not there anymore, right? So how can we bring structure back to the cellular level?
Yes.
Yeah, by taking care of the biological terrain. Like, like this question makes me think always about like that. Like me, I've been making people like, like gut minded.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing, like, and movement minded and love minded and everything. So when you look at the your digestive system, like it's 12 times the length of your spine. And if you take a knife and you just cut it, you cut the colon and the small intestines in two, and you just put it on the floor, and you just like you spread it on the, like you just spread it on the floor. It covers 2 tennis courts of surface of absorption. So my body has been designed with like an organ that is maybe a foot by a foot, but the reality of it, because of its technology, is that it's like big, like 2 tennis courts to make my body able to absorb all of the nutrients that I need to absorb as my food is going like into my small intestines and my colon.
So beautiful.
Like when you think about it, it's amazing. It's like a miracle. And then when you look at the colon and you look at the way people are eating, then I need to understand that the way I've been designed, my structure, needs a way to live that will encourage my structure to function well.
Yeah.
So then the way I've been designed is like we're like frugivores. Frugivores are not just eating fruits. They're eating fruits, vegetables, and they're eating like some animal protein and stuff like that. But they're eating about like 80% of the time, they're eating like mostly fruits and vegetables in their raw form. So my bowel has been designed in a way that when I'm eating fiber, the fiber is making like a broom. It's the broom that will make my bowels moving, and it will like kind of like a broom clean my bowel. So when we're eating like the North American way or the standard American diet, we're eating bread, pasta, bagels, muffin, cookies, and all of that stuff. This is man-made. This doesn't exist in nature.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see people more and more developing like, like gastritis or like IBS or like colitis or whatever. Like, by the way, like the digestive system, like inflammation is one of the problem that we see like going up like nonstop, like for the last 20 years, because people are not eating according to their species. You need to understand the way you've been designed.
Yeah.
The way you've been designed goes with a way to live to encourage your design to be able to perform well.
This is what I love about how you're emphasizing, it's eating the way that nature provides.
Yeah.
Eating foods, berries, the way they come off of trees. Eating fruits the way they come off of trees. Eating vegetables how they come off the ground, compared to taking them and doing all of these funky things that can taste really good.
Processed food or whatever.
But yeah.
Well, that reminds me of the book by James Nestor, Breath. I don't know if...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the yellow book. I call it the yellow book.
The yellow
I
book.
love that book.
This book has, I think, describes structure and function extremely well, about how he was trying to heal himself, right, through breath problems and issues. And he went and did his own research around the world, and he went into history and how our structure of our face and our skull, even the teeth and how they've changed, how the palate has changed, how we can't breathe anymore because of the foods that we've changed, foods that we eat, and how that's changed over the course of hundreds and hundreds of years. Right? The softer foods has made it that we can't chew anymore. So now the muscular tone of even our face and our jaw has changed. It changed the way the skull sits, the way the sinuses sits, the way the nose sits. But also, it's vicious circle, right? If the structure of our face has changed because of our food is now mushy, we're not chewing food, not enough fiber anymore, well, then now we can't breathe because everything's collapsed. Well, when we can't breathe, that spins too. It's a vortex through the nostril system into our lungs. Well, that vortex is not happening. So now we're not breathing. So now everything collapses even more. It's a vicious circle. So what did he say? Force yourself to breathe. Even the yogis, in one nose, out the other, in one nostril, alternate nostril breathing. Why? Because this is going to actually force air to vortex through that system, which is going to change the structure.
And we have like sleep apnea, you know, like this is all because of that too. It's a collapse.
It's a collapse.
And then we're not, you know, necessarily treating the real cause of it, but take some melatonin or something like that, you know.
Well, speaking about melatonin, if I can say that, 3 weeks ago, somebody called me and she said, Christian, I've been tested and my melatonin is like too low. I said, okay, so tell me like what what you know about it or whatever. She said, well, it's the pineal gland that produces melatonin. And she said, it's too low. Okay. I said, do you know that your gut produces melatonin?
Yeah.
Which is about 10 to 400 times stronger than the one produced by your pineal gland. So what we think is like a hormone in the brain, it's amazing. It's in the gut. And most of the neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin are produced 95% in the gut.
Yeah.
So speaking about structure and function, if I'm eating a lot of meat and pasta and bagels and muffin and cookies and I'm constipated and I'm bloated and I'm having gas 24 hours a day, is my bowel wall and my cells in my gut be able to produce the serotonin and the neurotransmitters that I need? The answer is no.
Can I ask you a question related to that? So those hormones that are being produced in the gut, can you clarify whether it's mostly produced by the gut flora, gut bacteria themselves, or are there cells in the body, in the gut itself, or is it both?
They say that some people say that it's the cells of the gut. Some other people say that, you remember yesterday I was like talking about the ENS, the enteric nervous system, which is a nervous system that we have in the gut. Some people say that it's these cells, the enteral nervous system cells that are producing it. And other people say that it's just like everything interrelated, interacted, the cells, the bacteria, knowing exactly the way you think, having an effect on your gut that makes the body able to produce them or not produce them.
Right.
It's like, it's so complicated, so many things are involved, so many details that we don't know exactly, but we know that it's produced in the gut.
In the gut, yeah.
And it's produced when the gut is healthy. And the gut is healthy if you're eating the food that fits your species.
That fits your species, yeah.
Goes always back to the same thing.
It's always.
Yeah. And even though this is such a complex system, the solution is very simple.
Very simple.
So simple. Not to overcomplicate things. It can get overwhelming,
very simple.
But in the end, it's simple.
Yeah, one thing that I remember so often is this is a conversation we were having, and you were saying they're fish with what was it? Fed with organic corn or fed with something corn and
organic salmon fed by organic corn.
It's like you're like, why are fish eating corn?
Think about it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't see fish eating bagels.
And,
you know?
And people say I'm eating like fish that is very well fed with corn. This fish has not been designed to eat corn. It's just to know, it's just to understand how we're disconnected. We're disconnected because we don't look at nature. When you look at nature, when you contemplate nature, like about 3-4 years ago, I was reading a book that they don't know when it was written. They say that it's more than 40,000 years back. And the book was just talking about nature. And the masters of this time, they were saying, if you really, really want to know and to be able to discriminate what is true and what is an illusion, here are the 3 steps that you need to do. You take a chair and you sit down and you look at nature. And they say you really look at nature and you feel it. You look at the clouds, you look at like the trees, you look at the squirrel, you look at whatever you want to look, but you're contemplating nature. Then they say, okay, after that, you close your eyes and you start like reflecting on what you saw and what you feel. And then after that, you start like, you close your eyes and you meditate on it. And if you do this every day, you will exactly know all your life what is true and what is an illusion.
I absolutely love that
I
because
agree. Yeah.
and that's what I feel too, is because we mentioned that we see perfection in nature. We look at nature.
Always.
It's how we function,
Yeah.
basically. And it's around us all the time, but I feel like it's just us really becoming aware of what's truly going on around us. And once we're becoming more aware, more conscious, paying more attention to what's going on, then
We're gonna get
we'll
it.
feel the benefit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And all I hear is people, I don't have time for that.
But now they look at their phone. And I'm not blaming people, you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not about blaming, it's about being aware. Some people sometimes they say, Christian, you're saying so many things, you know, like judging. I'm not judging, it's just to bring awareness. We need to understand that when we're looking at our phone, we're not aware of what's going on around us.
Literally.
You know, like Mother Nature is constantly talking to us, always. You look at a flower. A flower is so beautiful
Yeah.
and it's growing and it has a perfume and everything. Man, you see how nature is there for us, not against us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So instead of sitting on looking at the phone or any kind of screen, just sit outside in peace and quiet.
Yeah, quiet. But it's important what you see, you know, like quiet. Like you see that when we stop talking, we're always bathing in this peace. You know, and it's been that like since we were born, but we're not aware of it because we're always in the mind.
Yeah.
But it's always peaceful. All is good in my life all the time.
And it's not about stilling the mind either. The mind, its job, its purpose, its function is also to be here and present and thinking and looking,
Yeah.
computing. But that's okay. But enjoy that. Take
Enjoy it.
advantage of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, to use the brain as your tool
Mhm.
to create what you want in life. You're a creator instead of being a slave of a mind that you think that you cannot control.
Yeah.
Me, sometimes I'm asking people just like stop 5 minutes, breathe, and just stay in the silent. And then they look at me and they say, I cannot do it. I cannot stop my mind. Meditation is not about stopping your
No,
mind.
it's not.
Meditation is just like silent. You breathe and you just let the mind go wherever it wants to go. But you're just like in the moment.
That's because in that silence, I feel that's when all the answers start to come.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yes.
okay, now there's no more noise. Now we can finally get the signal through.
You're right.
Oh,
No
wow,
more
it was so
noise.
simple all along.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden, you came up with a solution to some problem you've been trying to fix by force,
Yeah.
rather than just, I'm going to let go and surrender to whatever comes.
Yeah.
But allowing that, letting it work for you, because that was its function.
Yes.
That's its job here. It's to guide us on this material world.
And to be aware, you know, like Louise Hay used to say, stop chasing and just be present. And then people would say, yeah, but what is it to be present? How do you do that? She said, it's easy. It's when you stop chasing. When you stop chasing with your mind, that, I should do this, I should do
The
that.
future.
What is left when you stop chasing something? Presence.
Yeah.
And realizing that all there actually is the present. You know, it's yes, sure, we experience time then, now, after, but really it's just, I really love this saying, is past and future are just different perspectives of the same now moment.
Yeah.
You
Love
know?
it.
They're all different because all the time, what time is it? It's now. What time is it? It's now.
What
It's
time
still
is it?
now.
It's
It's
now.
now.
It's
It's
like
always
an
now.
eternal now.
Exactly. The eternal moment. We've created time, the idea of time. I love
It's
it.
like when we say, like when people say, I watch the news, I'm always saying you're not watching the news because it's something that has already passed.
Yes.
Mhm.
You're listening to, I don't know how to say it, the lates.
The
know?
lates.
That's what you should call
No, and then, but think about it. Think about it. People are reading a newspaper. It's about yesterday. So they bring their mind into yesterday. They're
And
not
they
here
create
today.
fear.
Then they feel emotions about what they're reading, about something that has already happened.
Yeah.
So they're not feeling their emotion in the moment. They bring the past into the moment, and every morning they read the newspaper. So they're never in the moment. They're always bringing the past into the present, past into the present.
Yeah, and right before we get into the next question, the thing is, it's not about also never ever looking at our phones
No,
or
not at
anything.
all, no.
It's even for myself. It's about, okay, if I'm going to look at my phone, for example, it's okay. What type of information am I being fed?
Exactly.
Am I being fed information that's actually supporting the life that I enjoy
want.
living?
Exactly. What I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Being present. You're watching your phone, you see the news, whatever, but you're in the moment too. You're aware. Just being aware that this is just like what people are like telling you what's happening in this world, but stay here.
Yeah. Being aware of, okay, wait a minute, how is this affecting me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, I love how the topic of this discussion is structure is how structure dictates function, but it's the conversation can even come all the way around to the mental, like we're talking about now, because sure, it's not just the structure of our gut, for example, but how's the structure of our mind? How does that dictate our function
Yes.
in life?
Absolutely.
So moving on to the next question now, actually, is how can posture affect digestion or hormones?
Oh, okay.
Very
So,
interesting, yeah.
yeah. So every skeleton, period, on this planet has also its purpose, right? Exoskeleton, like a snail, the protection is on the outside for the very organ-like muscle that's on the inside. Our skeleton is on the inside, but it's not what's actually holding us up. It's fascia that actually holds us up.
Yes.
Okay? So we work with something called biotensegrity. I don't have to go into the big definition of biotensegrity right now, but just to give an analogy, a suspension bridge, right, going over the water, for example, has a lot of metal rods, steel hard rods, which let's look at that as our skeletal bones, right? But none of the rods are necessarily touching. Everything is being held by suspension tension ropes, but in balance enough where the compressive forces of the rods versus the tension ropes of the bridge itself that's holding everything together is in balance to be able to adapt
Oh, yes.
to whatever is going on, the wind, the change in pressure, an earthquake, whatever.
I love this analogy, yeah.
So the tension ropes would be our fascia. Okay, muscles, tendons, any connective tissue, even fat, adipose tissue is a connective tissue, is a form of connective tissue. So if we don't have that adaptability in our own body, then we become rigid. And what happens is, as the tension ropes get tighter and tighter and tighter, then bones start to touch. Bones touching in a joint, right, is rubbing against each other. Now we have arthritis, we have all kinds of issues.
Friction,
inflammation, cartilage wear and tear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Repetitive strain injuries is because of that. It's just because your tension ropes are too tight.
Yep.
And it's not about stretching. It's about malleability.
Malleability.
Okay, plasticity,
Able
elasticity.
to
The
move.
combination of to be able to move freely, so none of my compressive forces. So therefore, in the body, as Christian said last time, is that there's no spaces in the body. None whatsoever. Everything is filled with something, mostly fluid. So with that space, if I now compress and create even less space where I have rubbing, I start to compress, I start to pull everything tighter and tighter and tighter. Well, guess what? The organs which are within that cage that I have, within this suspension system, are also becoming compressed. And they can't function, they can't breathe, they can have their cellular cleansing and detoxification, and nutrients can't come in. Everything is blocked. Everything is blocked. So the first thing I need to do is make space. Make space.
Yes.
Remove the tensile tension in the system by maintaining hydration first and foremost, and proper hydration, structured water. They are
Yeah.
fruits, big time.
Fruits and vegetables.
You can
big
hydrate
time.
purely through fruits and vegetables without actually drinking any water.
Yeah.
Mhm. And also, one thing as well is what type of water as well. You know,
That's
proper,
what I mean.
proper water. Yes,
Proper
exactly.
water, right? You get better water eating your fruits than you will drinking from the tap.
Yeah.
So one, maintain the health of your fascia, of your connective tissue, so you don't get these compressive forces on your structure.
Mhm.
Therefore, now I can allow my organs to breathe on the inside, so they're not compressed. Now, every single organ is either sitting on or suspended by, held in place by some other connective tissue, whether it be ligament, tendon, whatever, fascia, okay? Now, I'm going to give you the organs in the pelvis, for example. We're talking about hormones. I have, in the female pelvis, I have my ovaries that produce hormones there, right?
Yeah.
My ovaries are sitting here on each side, like happy little almonds, my uterus in the middle, my bladder in the front, my rectum in the back, and I've got this wonderful, almost like a stingray, winged fascia ligament
It's beautiful.
that's holding and attached to every part of the pelvis from the front to the back cylindrically,
Yeah.
holding my organs in their place so they don't touch each other, right? The fallopian tubes are running through the wings of this stingray,
Yeah.
okay? Now, I play, oh, here's a really good example. I'm a, dragon boat? All one-sided.
Yeah.
Golf, tennis. I habitually sit this way, or my always one hip up, one hip, whatever. Now my pelvis is twisted. It gets stuck, or habitually stuck, or lesioned, as we say, in that posture. Well, guess what? My stingray ligaments that are attached to my pelvic bones, one is over here, twisted and up, and the other one is over here and back as a compensation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Always
now-
a response. Always a response.
Always,
a
yes.
cause and effect.
Because our body, the universe, everything is just seeking balance, you know. So
Yeah, trying to compensate.
But that's adaptability.
yeah.
That's the suspension bridge moving with the wind, right? Okay, but now I'm chronically here. I'm stuck here. The wind doesn't keep blowing always in the same direction. Sorry. It moves and it changes. But now my pelvis doesn't change anymore. It's stuck here. Well, now I've just twisted that fascia too tight here, too loose over here. Now I have compression here, and I have too much space and loosey-goosey pain here, inflammation, right? I always have pain where it's too loose. And what do? We stretch where we have pain.
Absolutely.
No.
Yes.
You need to decompress.
yeah.
the other
Decompress.
You need to make space. Now, I've strangled my tissue. What have I done? I've just strangled my fallopian tube. I've just strangled my ovary. I've just strangled my uterus. I've had a miscarriage. Well, your uterus is...
yeah, I was just thinking.
I can't have babies. I'm
not being able to
infertile.
have children, or yeah.
I'm infertile. Well, your ovary, I can't find it. It's like, right? Menses. The ovaries can't produce, or one ovary can't produce the hormone, your menstrual cycle.
Okay.
Can't produce the hormones that it needs to do for its normal monthly cycle. I'm missing a period. My period's too heavy. I have so much pain with my period. Well, your sacrum in the back is twisted with that pelvis. All the nerves that feed the organs is right there. You're going to have a lot of pain because now it can't contract. It's always in spasm anyway.
No more movement.
No more movement.
Always like this.
I need to make space. I need to relax the tissue.
Yeah.
It's actually quite simple.
It's beautiful.
It
The
is.
way you explain it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. No, I can
Oh,
tell.
it's
I
like,
can.
poetry.
And I feel like as well for, you know, maybe some women watching who have who, let's say, have lots of pain, or maybe have had a miscarriage or something like that, is maybe, you know, a form of an eye opener, you know.
Before you go to surgery, before you take
going to
hormone
surgery, yeah.
replacement, before you do something invasive, go fix your structure.
Yeah.
Let those tissues breathe. Be the suspension bridge. Be adaptive in every single joint. Every joint is there for a reason. You need to be able to move through those joints, within the pelvis, within the spine, within your skull.
Yeah.
Every single joint needs to be able to move.
Yeah.
Well, that's my speech.
But imagine this is just like pelvis. The whole body is like that.
Whole body.
Everything.
Yeah.
The knee, the shoulder, like so. Imagine like the reason why, like after like Samya, like explaining like this beautiful story of the human body. Imagine when your bowels are like congested. People are going once every 2 days, 3 days, whatever. They have like maybe 10 pounds of waste in their bowel. Now imagine the bowel like sitting on the hips and then putting all that pressure on the pelvis, on the ovaries, on the kidneys, on the bladder and everything. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then just with your explanation, I was just thinking about the blood and the lymph. The blood and the lymph is impacted like
Yes.
big time because it's no longer into the structure that it's supposed to be. So then the blood was supposed to go like this, and then there's a pressure like this. So the blood cannot go there.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this is just structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so often sometimes we might think, oh, we have to add this, we have to take this, we have to have this food sometimes or whatever. But oftentimes the answer is just eliminate.
Yeah,
Eliminate
like she
to
said,
bring
Make
the
space.
body-
Make space. You're cleansing the obstruction out and you're moving well.
You just need to make
You
space.
give your body what it needs, the body heals and regenerates itself because that's the body doing it.
But I'm going to add one more thing to that,
Yeah.
right? The surgeons love to go and cut out what's not working
Yeah.
before seeing if we can bring function back to the organ. Well, hysterectomies, kidneys being
Yeah.
removed, all kinds of stuff being removed. What did they just do? They've now created a gap where there was no gap in the body. As you said, there's no
Yes.
space whatsoever. Now there's a hole.
Yeah, there's a hole
A
now.
void.
An
Something's
empty
missing.
space.
Yes.
Empty space. Well, guess what? Gravity is going to make it that things are going to fall into that space
To fill it up.
to fill it up. You have a uterus that's being removed because of a hysterectomy. Well, you've got what on top? Your bowels.
Yeah.
Your bowels are going to fall into that cavity. Oh, now I have a prolapse
Yeah. It's called a
Oh.
prolapse.
Yeah,
Boom.
literally. Oh my gosh.
in the pelvic floor.
Yeah.
Now I have incontinence. It's not an incontinence pelvic floor issue. It's a gap issue. I got to lift things back up.
Yeah.
This
Exactly.
is the thing, right? It's seeing that, okay, it's not just looking at things individually, okay, this isn't working, let's just, let's just only focus on this, but realize that the effect on one thing may have an effect on the entire
Always.
system. It always has an
It
effect on the entire
cannot
system.
separate. You
Everything
cannot
works in whole
separate.
systems.
And scar tissue itself, you think of scar tissue being that tension rope on the suspension bridge? Well, imagine now you have a tension rope, you cut it, but you duct tape it or add more tension rope, more tension rope, more tension rope, so much in that one place that was weak. Well, that's going to tug on everything else.
Yeah.
So you can have a shoulder problem because of a scar that came from somewhere else.
Absolutely. The whole structure is collapsing,
Yeah.
always trying to adapt.
Yeah.
But when the body is adapting, it's because you don't have a good way of living.
Yeah.
So your
Yeah.
body is always compensating, trying to give you the best life possible according to what you're doing, but at the same time, you're no longer what you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, even if we have these effects of, it's just our body trying to seek balance. Again, our body is always working in our favor.
To our advantage.
Like
to
nature.
our advantage. Like nature. Exactly.
Yeah.
Life is for us. Nature is for us. We're spoiled, but we're not even aware of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with all this,
Oh.
yeah, I know.
Oh, but the
Whoa.
way you talk about tensegrity and everything, I'm telling you, it's so beautiful to see the best technology in the world.
Yeah.
The best technology, and it's a living one. It's alive.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Did you
It's-
ever go to the Body Worlds exhibition?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, was that
they
the-
don't
yeah.
show it anymore.
No,
I brought my kids with me.
Yeah, that was
you see the
wow.
whole.
Just the arteries, just by themselves.
And imagine, it's what we see, but it's a dead body. Imagine when you see it in the living body, what's happening.
Yeah.
We're looking at a dead body, but a dead body is not at all like a living body.
Yeah.
Just for people who don't know what that exhibition is, you want to explain it?
So I can't remember. Do you remember the name of the guy that?
No, not at all. But it
Anyway,
was just like seeing the inside of the body.
Yeah, well, he was he did dissections, and I think anyway. Well, long story short, he would dissect the body, and he said, as part of education for the public, he says we need to bring this to the public in a tasteful way. So he would plasticize the tissue, but he separated every system, so you could literally see the cardiovascular system on its own, in its structure, in its shape.
Yeah.
And you could see the lymphatic system. You can see, and everything. He took organs, he took joints, and he would show you layers. He'd open the body up, and then you'd see the skin, then you'd see every layer underneath it, all the way down, so that the public could see what you're made of.
It's so cool.
And his goal was, when you see how incredible the body is, you can't not then respect the body. He himself, I was watching an interview with him, said he used to be a smoker. He says the more he dissected bodies, the more he was in awe with this system, that he quit smoking and all he wanted to do was take care of this.
Yeah, it's like,
this
why
vessel.
am I doing this?
This beautiful vessel.
It's so beautiful.
Like sacred.
Exactly.
Sacred.
Yeah.
And just imagine, this was just like looking at something like this. Imagine if we would be able like to see all the system interacting in real time, moving and being alive. You're actually looking at the body, but it's dead body, it's dead tissue, it's dead system. The cells are not moving. Imagine when everything is moving together.
Yeah. Can't even imagine.
I know. It's just
The mind cannot
Can't.
No.
It's like the closest thing. I mean, of course, is just seeing the things we have outside. When I love cars. When a car is functioning properly and an engine's functioning properly, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
When the river is flowing well and it's not getting stuck, or it's a beautiful thing. Everything's healthy. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, they were saying in fascia, the fascia itself, the body communicates, or the cells communicate way faster through the fascia than through the nervous system itself.
Fascia is amazing.
Yeah, and that to me is incredible. That means the fascia is a system in itself as well, as it should be with all the other systems, right? So the communication that's happening when I move my toe, my ear is responding at lightning speed, faster than the signal that is getting from the nervous system, through the fascia alone, through that tensile structure that's holding everything together.
Imagine the network of the fascia, how long this network is.
It just shows like
it's like it's never ending.
It shows the intelligence of our whole system and all of these systems. It's just like,
no, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's whew.
It's perfection. It's more than perfection.
It's more than perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all of this, I mean, what are the most common structural patterns you see, especially treating so many people and.
So structure as in posture.
Posture,
if we go to that, which is the most obvious.
Yeah.
I think the fact, one, that the majority of the population is sedentary. They sit more than they are active.
Absolutely.
Right? So that alone makes it that you have certain types of posture that are more common than others. The most common you're going to see is, the tight lower back, the hips that don't move properly, that are very, very stuck.
Sitting too much.
Sitting too much. And therefore, a spine that doesn't move enough, which becomes very, very rigid, compressed, stiff. A rib cage that doesn't breathe and move. The ribs and the diaphragm, think jellyfish, eh? Do you see that ever?
Yeah.
No, you see rigidity. Yeah. Right?
But even if I can add something, even like sometimes the coach in a gym are asking people to do their exercise by keeping everything like very rigid. You don't move your back, like just do your like thing, like rowing machine or whatever, and nothing. Yeah, but in life, are you going like this or you go like this?
Thank you.
Exactly.
So we're training the body against the way it's been designed. And then people go like this, and then it's, of course, you're always with your back not moving.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, right? They have certain parts because the body corrects itself. So through the body correcting itself, wherever is not moving, the body's got to find movement somewhere to compensate for that area that's not moving. So maybe we should
Yeah, some
okay.
water. He's a water
Just
man.
like, now I'm back into homeostasis.
Yeah.
So, you know, energy is never lost. If I had a joint there and that joint or several joints is not moving, I've got to find it somewhere else. So I'm going to go find it there in that joint. Because if the body's going to be able to move, I want this person to function, then I better move through that other joint. But now that joint moves too much. So you go play, I don't know, squash, tennis, pickleball, for example, golf. I twist this way, but now I'm not twisting where I should be twisting. I'm twisting somewhere else too much. Now I have pain there. It's a compensation, right? It's a weakness. And rigidity, doing core work to keep you stable there, is not what you need to be doing first. You need to be unlocking where it's stuck first. So this is the bad posture. The sedentary person who's sitting most of the day, who then goes on the weekend and plays golf. Well, you've been sitting most of the day. You haven't been practicing getting rotation and flexion and side bending through your upper back, for example, where it's mostly rigid. And now they have a lower back problem, but they think their problem is in the lower back. No, it's in your upper back. You need to be, you're slouched all day long. You're compressed, you're stiff, you're rigid. I need to unlock here to take the pressure off where you're compensating, which is in the lower back. Now we're not going to work rigidity, we're going to work stability. Stability means, like balance, I'm always moving and adapting, but I'm stable. I'm not being thrown by the wind and falling off the horse. I can hold myself, but I can adapt to the movement or whatever I'm doing.
Exactly, you're
right?
supple.
That's stability. Can I do this movement while the whole body is adapting to it without actually compensation? That's balance, better, healthier structure.
I really like that. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, I'm just like,
no, I know.
I'm in awe. You know, I've been doing this like for so many years, and when I hear Samya like talking and everything, I see it in my mind. I see it, you know, like the 3D, the 4D.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, you know, like she was talking about, I'm a golfer, and it's true, you know, like when we swing, my God, the impact, you know, you swing your golf club at like 112 miles per hour, you know, you just imagine what the body is.
Yeah.
But then people like, they swing, and then when I'm playing golf, like most of the people are like in golf carts now. So now they're not even like walking in order for the body to readapt after this big swing, you know, like to your ball. No, now they go on their golf court and like this. So
they're not getting that walk will allow
the body. The body cannot adjust. The body is like the repercussions of the body. The body, you don't give your body, you know, the movement natural. Walking is movement to just be able to go back into, like, you know, like fluidity or like whatever. Give me some time to adjust. You just swing at 115 miles per hour.
Swing, go home.
Walk now, and I'm just going to just, you know, like replace everything and adjust. No, they sit down and they go.
And to add to that point, when I was teaching teachers, right, Pilates teacher training, you know, we go through the anatomy and we say, okay, what patterns do you see in the skeletal system? Right? We have big bones, we have small bones, but closer to the spine, we have these big bones, one joint, but all of a sudden I have two bones. Bones? Bones. Then I have a lot of 8 bones. Then I have 100 bones. Why do I have more bones in the extremity versus closer to the body? Because here I need to work power, here I need to work dexterity. Which are the parts with the most joints and bones? Do we ignore the most? The extremities, feet, hands.
More and more.
We ignore. We don't work our feet. We don't work our hands.
But now the feet are like in an Italian shoe, you know? When we were talking about like men's Italian shoes, you know, like your toes are like this, you know, and then you go dance. You know, like the body says, you know, I have no more like, you know, I cannot like...
people are waddling. It's like a web.
Exactly.
pump.
Exactly.
Right? So people, when you watch
Yeah.
them walking in the street, it's a
Yeah.
waddle.
More
it's
and
not
more.
a nice
Yeah.
fluidic
That's it.
movement anymore.
Like a dance.
Like
you know,
a dance. So you know, I have a client here just this morning. The lady has Parkinson's disease. So she doesn't have postural tone. So she's falling over. She had double knee replacements on top of it. Knees are hurting. Just being in this posture all day long. But she does Pilates twice a week. She's in the gym twice a week with a personal trainer. She's constantly trying to reawaken parts of her body. And her trainer said to her, wow, even your ankles and your toes are moving. I have clients who are not, and she has Parkinson's. And then she says, oh, my knee hurts when I get up. I said, use your feet while you're walking.
Exactly.
Roll through your foot. There's more joints there. The minute she thought of flexing her ankle, putting her heel, rolling through all those joints, oh, my knee doesn't hurt. Use your joints. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. The first thing that came to mind when you described, you know, the arm and how it comes from one bone and then more and more and more and more, is, again, we see it in nature.
The
a tree. The tree. You know, the foundation where it's strong is the trunk.
Correct.
And what's moving and flowing in the wind is all of the branches and
so that
the
it
leaves.
doesn't break.
So that it doesn't break.
But what we've done is put the tree upside down, and that's the most common sedentary
Exactly.
posture,
Exactly.
right? The trunk here, which is this big, thick, your lower back vertebrae are your forearm, man. That's how big they are. Up here, right? So that I can turn my head and I can move, and I have a lot of joints with my ribs to my upper back. But rather than having stability here and mobility up here, everybody's stiff up here and too loose down here.
But they're sitting down, the muscles are not strong anymore, and they're always like this.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
So you've turned the tree upside down. You're asking the trunk to move, but on a you know, it doesn't make any sense. You reverse it.
You know,
Go backwards.
Just think about it. You know, like when people come to see me, sometimes I say, okay, like, tell me like the percentage of the time like you're sitting down like during the day. And most of the people say 90, 95. So imagine you're sitting down, you see your muscles are not contracting anything, you're collapsing on the sofa. And then you go and you eat and you're collapsing on the chair. And then you go in your car and you drive like this, you know what? And you're collapsing. Imagine what it does to the body. The body wants to adapt, but at the same time, all your muscles are getting like, how can we, weak
Obsolete.
muscles. Yeah, obsolete, you know? And there is a law. The law says that what you don't use, you lose. So if I'm going like, I'm going to bike for the whole summer. I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back after the summer. I will have like very nice legs, you know, muscle legs, you know, leg muscles.
Yeah.
But
Muscle
if I don't use them, they just disappear.
Very quickly.
Yeah. So imagine this body has been designed, you know, to move.
Yes.
You know, I'm very often telling my students, you know, like I teach like, you know, like food and not nutrition. I'm dealing with food and like what the body should eat and the species, you know, like our understanding our species. And sometimes I tell my students, I say, okay, I have two choices. I go to a planet where I can eat everything organic, perfect, but I cannot move. And I go to another planet where like, it's not the best, like the food is not the best, but I can move. I go to the second one. I go to the one where I can move.
Yeah.
But for many reasons also, right? Mental health.
Yeah, mental health and like lymphatic system.
Everything, as you said in the first episode, I think it was, where you talking about the stagnation of the pond versus the flow of the river.
Yes.
Movement is the key.
It's the key. We've been designed to move.
Because if you are not moving, but you're eating all the healthiest foods, it's just going to stagnate in your system anyway.
Yeah.
Even if it's good food.
Even if it's good food, you need to move.
Yeah. This question is a little off, but it just sparked my curiosity. Is, of course, we see it in nature, trees moving in the wind. You were saying if we're moving, or let's say we're cycling, we have strength. We create more strength, we build more muscle. But this question that I have that's a little off topic is, the plant that I've been taking care of a lot. It's a plant. It's living, you know. And we have plants inside and we have plants out in nature. And I'm curious, as sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe it needs more water if the legs are falling, you know, the leaves are falling like that. But would, let's say, a plant being out in nature with wind and movement actually be stronger and actually bring the plant more up? And I mean, we work the same
That's
way.
the purpose of the wind.
You know, yeah, exactly. Compared to a plant that's just sitting in still air all day inside, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, its roots grow deeper relative to the challenges that it's getting above the soil, right? So if it's being blown quite powerfully, well, it's going to dig deeper roots. The foundation needs to be strong, just like a building. The taller you make the Khalifa building in Dubai.
Burj Khalifa.
Sorry, but when you go see it, they show you how they built it. That foundation took longer than building the building itself.
Yeah, it goes deeper in the ground than like going up.
And going up.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You will have a stronger foundation if you're challenged too as well. That's why you gotta, yeah.
And I love this last question here is, can we change physiologically through movement alone?
Yeah.
Yes, kind of like what I said before with the pelvis and the function of the reproductive organs. You will change your physiology simply by moving correctly, one, but also we have to think about all the hormones that's produced when you're moving, right? The positive hormones. So you can improve your mental health, your mood, you're going to breathe better, because also, again, there you're challenging the system. All the organs will only strengthen when you're bringing movement and circulation, food, and you're cleaning them out, of course, through the movement. But that's how we're changing our physiology.
Yeah.
Can I go any deeper? It's quite simple.
Yeah.
You know, like when you move your body, you're creating connections in your brain. So me, the way I'm like training is that I'm doing animal flow and primal flow. So it's about like doing, like walking like an animal. So when I walk and I crawl, because this is the way we started our life, you know, like we started, like we were born and then we started moving a bit like in the bed, you know, like the body starts moving, the muscles are like getting stronger and then you start to crawl. Yeah. And when you crawl, and I can crawl for long distance, I'm creating like communication in my right and my left brain.
Yeah.
My body learns to work all together. So just the way we move, I change my brain.
Yes.
If I change my brain, I change my chemistry, I change my body, I change my life.
Yeah.
And movement does that. So that's why crawling is so important. Me, I'm always crawling every day. Some kids like have learned because we put them in
the chairs there.
You know,
the baby walkers.
They never crawl.
Yeah.
They skip something that they needed in order to create connections in the brain and making the brain aware of your body. The more you move your body, your feet and everything, the more you make your brain aware of different parts of your body.
Yes.
You awaken places in your brain where the brain has completely forgotten about places in your body because you're not moving, you're not using it, so the brain is just forgetting about it.
Mm-hmm. But see, I absolutely love this as well, because even things like crawling, for example, you know, I had that curiosity just a little while ago. I was thinking, like, you know, these babies in these walkers, is this actually good for the babies? Is this making their legs stronger, you know, for example? And I feel like if the more we move away from nature, how things are naturally, how we develop naturally, but I feel like there can be a lot of fear sometimes, maybe doing things differently compared to maybe what we see or what can be advertised around. But I feel like that fear only comes from ignorance and not.
I have a very good example of that.
Yeah, lack of knowledge.
I have two things. One very good example of what you just said, but also the skipping of this crawling stage. A lot of, he skipped crawling. Look at that. He can walk right away.
He's so fast.
He's so cool. Like, well, okay. Yeah, 30 years down the line, I have scoliosis. I have a problem in my spine. Did you crawl? No, I skipped crawling. Well, guess what? You needed that crawling to develop the side bending and the natural curves of the spine. The natural curves of the spine are developed through that oppositional movement.
Oppositional.
Gaze, okay?
Creating like
Right,
amazing
left brain.
function.
Exactly. So every stage is vital, right? And what was the example I wanted for that? What did you say before?
But we're not like following nature. You were saying we're not following nature, so then the body is compensating.
The body is compensating. Oh man, it's gonna come. I already forgot.
But just think about it. But I just want to say, like when you said the baby is in the jolly jumper, is that
Jolly jumper?
Jolly
Yeah.
jumper.
So the jolly jumper. So you said, okay, he's developing his like legs. True. But what happens like from the waist up? He's not developing when you crawl.
Yeah.
Your shoulders, your chest.
Exactly.
So only one part of the body develops.
Yeah.
So then the brain understands that. This is the way you train your body. So that's it. Like you said, when we skip something that we're supposed to do in the natural world, there is a cost. There is a cost. And what we call disease or like discomforts in the body, when you ask people questions, you see where it comes from. Always.
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 It's in these things that sometimes we don't even question. You know, I feel that it's bringing conscious awareness into our lives is really also more just questioning, okay, what am I doing? Why am I doing every single little thing? Do I feel like I'd like to do this naturally, or is it because I've been taught that, oh, this is supposed to be good for me? I don't know why.
Presence.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The quality of questions that you're asking yourself instead of like just functioning with your programs and not asking questions. We need to fall in love with Mother Nature and with the body. You need to fall in love with it.
Because
whether it's your passion or not, this is what you live in right now.
Love.
So
thank you, my body. Every day I'm telling my body, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I've been going through like some rough times in my life, physically, emotionally, whatever. This body has always supporting me.
It's been there for me
since I'm born.
Yep, it's on our side. It loves us.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you for saying that. I just remembered what I wanted to say.
Oh, there we go.
But I kept talking, like hoping that she's gonna, so good. I did my job.
Nice.
So think of it this way, because what you said before about knowing every part of my body, right?
Knowing.
When the baby is in the womb, right? It's in its sac, right? And then it's born. It's out of the sac. All of a sudden, from this bundle that it's been in for 9 months, it can move in there, but limited, right? When the baby comes out, what's the first thing you see?
Yeah.
Right? Wah! And then you see all these spastic movements of jerks.
Yeah.
And the parents go, something's wrong with my child. No. That limb was always in a sac, and when it wanted to move, it had a boundary. It had feedback. All of a sudden, you take this baby out and you put it to sleep with just a blanket or just on its own. And it's spastic because it doesn't have that feedback anymore. It doesn't know what these are.
There's no membrane blocking
it. It's a whole different world.
That's right. So now the brain is getting new information saying, where my muscle? Where do I end?
The body in space.
The body in space. So we wrap babies up because they're so used to being in the womb, right? So they sleep better because it avoids those spastic movement. It calms their nervous system because a spastic movement for a child is, I'm falling. Yeah. Right? So it sets an alarm in the system. So we coddle them to keep that nervous system down so that they can sleep well, because sleep means a lot of other good things will happen. But then when you have them awake, it's tummy time. Yeah. It's, not in the jolly bouncer, but let's put you on the ground to give you some feedback.
Groundwork is amazing.
Amazing. Stop carrying them in your arms all the time. Put them on the ground so that they can learn to use their feet, their hands, their elbows, their shoulders will start to strengthen, their hips will learn how to move, their spine will get the movement that it needs to get.
And the brain knows where the body is in space.
Spatial awareness,
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
And we can still do this kind of work. Yeah, I'm doing it when I go to the gym. I go to an MMA place. I have a large floor and I just move for like 1 hour sometimes on the floor.
Yeah.
Just
Free
like this,
movement,
moving my
lubricating.
body, going like this,
Yes.
just to
Freedom.
let my body, I'm not even controlling, I'm just going like this.
Your body
You become
should be
super
able to.
aware of where you are. It develops your brain.
Yeah. It needs to be done. Stop with the rigidity and the.
So just imagine, like studies have been done in California, like people with Alzheimer's, like they don't see connections. The brain is like stuck in time. They start moving the people on the floor, it awakens the brain.
Well, that's
The brain
course,
says,
of
okay,
course.
now I
Yeah.
need to create new connections. And then it awakens their brain by the body.
Mhm.
Yeah. The other day you were asking me about what type of exercise should we do then? And we're talking about biomechanically sound movement. Well, what you just described is your body should be able to do that.
Moving fluidly.
Fluidly.
And not, again, like in just rigid,
No, you
but
just-
really are incorporating
Yeah,
the
you
whole
just
body.
bend in all
Yeah.
kinds of ways.
And all you need to do is
Like a
simple
child.
movement.
Yeah.
Like a child
Like
on the
a
floor.
child.
They're
Get-
not limited in their movements. They're bending in all kinds of ways.
They can do.
Daddy, look, I'm upside down with my leg.
Yeah. And sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
But who are the most healthiest you see in our environment is the Chinese people who are doing Tai Chi. In
Exactly.
Why?
When you,
They're
yeah,
doing simple
Yeah.
daily,
Yeah.
gardening, squatting,
Yeah, they're not doing weights and this and that. They're not forcing their body into systems or.
They don't exercise, they move.
Thank you.
Huh? I love
I
that. Just
love
move,
that.
Yeah, I love
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Huh? We don't need to exercise, we need to
To move with all your joints.
You know, without any like you do this. No, you just move.
Yeah.
You move your body in space.
But this is what will make you more resilient because now every organ gets touched. Every organ.
It's like a massage, huh, when
It's
you
a
think about it.
massage.
You're massaging your body.
And that's what keeps you thriving.
Yeah.
It's those
And the
organs.
lymphatic system is moving, the
moving.
blood is moving, the body is producing like beautiful hormones because you're doing it, because you're happy doing it.
You want to grow old gracefully?
Yeah.
Move.
Move.
Don't exercise.
Don't
Move.
exercise.
And don't just walk like a rigid penguin. Use your feet. Mobilize your hands. Roll your shoulders. Turn your head. Lift and open your throat.
Walking barefoot.
Walking
even, not in,
barefoot,
like,
use
tight
your
shoes.
toes.
Use your toes, yes. Spreading the toes.
Spreading the
Yeah.
toes.
That's it.
Like the white box, like the white box
Yeah.
shoes now. That's what I wear.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Love it.
Love it.
These conversations can go forever and ever. But I feel this was a wonderful episode. Exactly. Okay.
It's honoring life in our bodies.
Honoring life in our bodies, exactly.
Life force, man.
Yeah. Instead of taking everything for granted.
Yeah. Always be grateful.
Yeah. Grateful, gratitude.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good conversation.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for joining us on the Metriz Dialogues. If this conversation shifted the way you think, then please share it with somebody that you think might benefit. And if you're thinking of diving deeper into your own regenerative process, or maybe you're thinking about advanced movement education, then please go to our website at studiometriz.com and we'll see you there.